Yeah, had a decent day. It was all right. Wasn't great. Um, got a lot of things in the brain today. Couldn't tell you, but it's just a lot. Um, was it Socrates? I believe it was who said the unexamined life is not worth living, or unexamined life. Uh, I kind of get where he was going with that. You should really take stock of certain things and realize who you are, where you've been, where you're going, I guess, all that. But sometimes it's good to unexamine, to not examine your life, because you'll realize, like I have, that you did a lot of insanely stupid shit when you were young, um, and you made a lot of mistakes. And you know the there are people who ask the question, if you could go back and talk to your younger self, or send a message to your younger self or something like that, what would you do? What would you say? What would you tell that? You only got like 1 minute to talk to your younger self. That people put out these great scenarios. Um, and I've actually fallen into like, oh, what would I say, and what would I do? How if I only had a short amount of time, what how would I approach it? I would definitely tell myself a few things. One, never to start this, because stopping it is damn near impossible. Even though I've done it over and over again, I should be able to do it, right? Um, let's see. The last one I saw was you only have like 3 sentences or something like that. Um, yeah, that's what it was. It was, you only have 3 sentences to say to your 15-year-old self. What are they? Mine, the one that came right off the top of my head, of course, like, really, seriously, the one that came to my mind first, the three sentences you could say to yourself, or you only have enough time to get out 3 sentences. I don't remember exactly what they were saying. One was, uh, stop smoking now and never do it again. The other one is, don't confuse sex with love, because it'll fuck up your whole life. And the third was, buy Apple stock. You know, health, love, and prosperity. Not bad when you really look at it in the grander terms. Uh, because if I had never started smoking, I would be a much healthier individual, much wealthier individual. Um, who knows? Maybe I would have picked up something worse. I doubt it, though. There's not much worse. It's terrible. Um, see, um, don't confuse sex with love. Um, I did that a lot when I was younger, uh, and it made me, that confusion. I won't go into all the reasons why I did that when I was younger. Let's just say developmental things, um, environment, and really just a wrong-headed way of looking at some things. But I thought I was cool, and trust me, when you think you're cool, you're not. I don't. In some ways, I'm sure I was, but what I would say is that confusing sex with love, and I'm sure it's a lot more prevalent now than it was when I was growing up. But confusing sex with love will really fuck up relationships for you. Um, it will put you in a state. It will put you in places where you invest an enormous amount of energy, psychological, emotional energy. You'll invest this in the wrong direction, and you won't grow. It took me to figure out years to figure out how fucked up that was for me, and how it fucked up my life. I made a lot of mistakes. Made a lot of mistakes. Um, I know I've been in love. Uh, I can't say that um, the timing was ever good. I met some absolutely wonderful, wonderful women. I've been extremely lucky. I've had wonderful, beautiful women in my life. Um, and uh, boy, some of them, I should have stuck it out. I should have figured it out. I should have been smarter. Again, here I go examining when I think I started this thing off saying sometimes it's better not to examine. You get yourself in a headspace and you start fucking going nuts. And you're like, I could have done this, I could have done that, and I wish I could go back. I do. I do wish I could go back and fix some of them, but you can't. And that is a real shit realization. You know, when it's right in your face, you can't go back. You can't go back and fix it. And revisiting the past doesn't usually work out. So you try to look forward and try to use the lessons you've learned to be better at it. I think after this much time, I would be good at it. I doubt I am. I'm pretty sure I'm not. I don't know. I don't know. I don't get much opportunity to find out as far as if we're talking about interpersonal relationships. Um, most of my relationships are either work or I've got a few really good friends. Um, and then tertiary friends and all that. And I think I'm getting better with age. I think I'm getting wiser. But when it comes to love, love relationships, I still kind of view myself as toxic because I've never been that good at it. I don't know if I ever will be. Chances are good that I will never know just because of the way I position myself in the world. I started probably a decade ago putting up the barriers because I've been hurt so many times. And sometimes my fault, sometimes her fault. But I've put up so many barriers. I've given off the I'm unapproachable vibe so well that is my modus operandi. That's how I work. And I'm so good at that when I try to change my operative way, I'm not good at it anymore. Uh, you want to talk about somebody who fucks on the first date, even if it's not a date, even if it's a hey, what was your first name again? I was a whore. I really was. I was a whore. Uh, some good memories, yes. Some good times, some very good times. Some noteworthy times, some unusual times. I won't lie. I've had fun. I've had some great times in my life when it comes to that. But that goes away. I've said it for a long time, and the realization, I guess, probably a decade ago or more. Who knows? Um, when all the sex is gone, when all the physical attraction is gone, you still got to wake up and talk to each other, and that is a. I wish I'd learned that earlier. I I would probably have a nice stable relationship right now, as opposed to being alone, very alone. And fortunately now my standards are really high, and the the pool of applicants, if you will, of possibles, however you want to put it, shallow. In my day job, in my job, very shallow. And in my personal life, which I don't really have one, I have a non-personal life. I'm living like I've already kind of shuttered the shuttered the place, closed for business. So I guess the sentiment of the unexamined life is not a life, is a life not worth living. Um, I probably do examine it. I think the caveat to that line would be at your own risk. Enter at your own risk. Attempt at your own risk. Don't confuse sex with love, and really figure out love. Figure it out. Think about it. Think about it. Ponder on it. But don't be so thoughtful on it that you don't let yourself go. Let yourself go. Let it. There's a freedom that most people, including myself, do not know how to attain, and that's allowing surrender. I think that's how you get to true love, is realizing that you can surrender to somebody. That's a really deep. That's a deep well that I'm not gonna put the bucket in tonight because I gotta go to bed. Oh yeah, the third one, invest in Apple. That would have been a good one. That would have been a real good one. Apple, Microsoft. There's so many good ones. Um, it'd be nice. But on that note, I'm gonna wrap it up. So, because I think I've probably, yeah, I've passed my personal limit. I try to keep them at 10. Now we're at 12. Anyway, be good to each other. Seriously, be good to each other.